Hello, my name is Yael Hershfield. I am the Deputy Regional Director of the Anti-Defamation League. Today I will be reviewing the anti-Semitism rise in the United States through the findings of ADL's 2019 audit of anti-Semitic incidents, as well as the impact of COVID-19 on the Jewish community and its relation to hate. First, I want to show you a video that encapsulates what we learned from 2019.
Also some new video from the courtroom showing the moments before a man allegedly opened fire at a synagogue in Poway last April.
A man gets out of a van, calmly walks across the street with a rifle in his hands. His passenger, who is also armed, follows behind. Pedestrians scramble in terror as the two enter a kosher market.
ADL has been recording incidents of anti-Semitism since 1979, and while it is not a perfect science, it does provide us a record of the type of anti-Semitic incidents we're seeing and their frequency. This graph shows you what we have seen in the last decade. 2009, we started with 1,200 incidents that went declining year by year, and then in the last 3 years, we have seen an increment resulting in 2,000 plus incidents last year. ADL has categorized 3 types of anti-Semitic incidents for their audit. These include harassment, which are verbal attacks and slurs against the Jewish individual or individuals, anti-Semitism conveyed in written or electronic communications, including anti-Semitic cyberbullying, then vandalism, which could be personal property or Jewish institution, and assault. What we see in this graph is really problematic and frightening. We have seen an increase not only on the overall number of anti-Semitic incidents, but also on the type of incidents. And if you see, this graph shows that in 2019, we had 61 incidents of assault. We saw the worst attacks against the Jewish community in 2019. This included the violent attacks in Poway, in Jersey City, Muncie, and Brooklyn. And while we see in this graph a reduction of incidents against Jewish institutions, we see again a pattern of increased incidents in the type of assault. Incidents on college campus have remained more or less steady, with a slight decrease. This type of incidents include extremist right flyering, as well as extremist left, anti-Zionism, and anti-Israel attacks that affect the Jewish students on college campuses. And most problematic of all is the rise of anti-Semitic incidents in schools K through 12. This graph shows a dramatic increase in 2019, with 7 assaults against Jewish students. The majority of the incidents include Holocaust imagery, whether they are swastikas that appeared on schools, on desks, targeting students on social media, as well as Heil Hitler salutes that have been documented in many different manners. In Coral Springs, for example, children in a youth hockey league raised their arms stating Heil Hitler, and asked anyone wanted to join the Nazi party in front of their Jewish players. Here's the type of extremist activity from the right. It includes, for the most part, flyering across the communities on college campuses. They appeared on the windshields of cars. They were distributed in communities, dropped leaflets on posts, And this is what anti-Semitism looks from the left, the anti-Zionism, the anti-Israel sentiments that often cross the line into anti-Semitic incidents. Jews did 9/11, Israelis are Nazis. In Florida, we saw an increase from 2018 to 2019. And if you look closely, you will see that there were also 3 assaults last year. All of these anti-Semitic assaults happened in Miami-Dade. A man was shot 6 times outside a synagogue in Miami. Bal Harbour, a man was arrested for physically and verbally assaulting 2 Jewish individuals. And in Sunny Isle Beach, 2 Jewish people were attacked outside a synagogue by a man with a knife who yelled at them, "Go back to Israel," and called them fake Jews. This slide shows you the type of anti-Semitic harassment that the Jewish community experienced here in Florida. The van has a sign in front of it that says Happy 4th of July. They're using the word July to indicate L-I-E, a lie. Jews equal lies, not to be trusted. Below is a petition that was circulated by students in Weston, and it reads, "Sign my petition to burn all Jews." And on the right, there's a message that a former employee sent his boss that ends up with "Damn Jews." This slide shows anti-Semitic vandalism that happened both in 2019 as well as 2020, most recently. The images on the left, the ones that read "Jews rape kids" and "F Israel," happened in Sarasota. 2 different synagogues were vandalized with these messages. In the middle, we see a baby mattress that was delivered to a couple at a hotel. And if you look closely, you can see 2 swastikas were painted in the baby mattress. Towards the right, in Sunrise, a bulletin board in a condominium was vandalized with the word "Die Jews, Kill Jews," and swastikas. And below it, it's a private home that was vandalized with the words "Heil Hitler." 2020 has brought us a whole new, different way of harassment and expressions of hate. Because of COVID-19, we're all homebound. We're not participating in communal gatherings other than virtually. And as we shifted towards that virtual world, the haters found different ways to express their anti-Semitism towards us. Zoom bombing is a new phenomenon. And if you're still experiencing Zoom bombing or do not know what to do, we invite you to review the links that you have received from either the ADL website or directly from Zoom tutorials to protect yourself so you don't experience Zoom bombing. On the left, you see a monitor that reads "Dead LMAO" and a swastika. This was a Jewish funeral service that was Zoom bombed by haters. In the middle, you see it was a synagogue service, and the person identifying themselves as Adel Eichmann wrote, "I should have burned you all," with swastikas and SS. Below, this is a Facebook Live message that was sent to a synagogue, "Jews burn, Jews burn." And towards to the right, very little, but you can read if you look closely, "Gas the Jews." That message was sent during a Zoom experience with children in a parent-child activity promoted by a school. During the pandemic, we have seen an increase of anti-Semitism directed to the Jewish community as it relates to COVID. COVID-inspired anti-Semitism has taken many shapes and forms. The coronavirus is a tool for Jews to expand their global influence. Another stereotype is the Jews as greedy and profiteering, so therefore Jews are profiting from the coronavirus. We see it in the image down below, the caricature of an Orthodox Jew with a sign that says, "Get your coronavirus shot." Using the coronavirus to attack the state of Israel. Israel created COVID in order to produce the vaccine, in order to gain financial success. So conspiracy theories abound, and those who hate the Jewish community have jumped on board with it. And extremists are imagining weaponizing the coronavirus on fringe platforms, those where ADL follow the extremists. They're encouraging those who are infected with the coronavirus to target people that these groups consider to be enemies, including politicians, non-whites, law enforcement, and obviously the Jewish community. If you read at the bottom, you can see, if you get infected with coronavirus, go visit your local synagogue and hug as many Jews as possible, cough on all the doorknobs, rails, and pins. Obviously, we have not seen this happen, but there's this desire to weaponize COVID against the Jewish community. Finally, I want to invite you to go to the ADL website and check our ADL tracker of anti-Semitic incidents. You will be able to search by state, look under Florida, and every anti-Semitic incident that has been reported to us where the complainant or the victim has allowed us to share that information will appear there. Please check it out. Also, please remind your staff and your congregation to report anti-Semitic incidents to the ADL. We have a button, very easy to access once you visit adl.org, to report your incident. It is crucial for the Jewish community to be able to track all anti-Semitic incidents so that when we share the results, law enforcement and our legislators can allocate the necessary resources to keep us safe. Finally, I want to thank the Broward Jewish Federation for their constant support and partnership. This virtual world has allowed us to go beyond the boundaries of Broward County and invite all of you in the state of Florida. I hope that you have found this presentation useful, and you can always contact me at the phone number and email on your screen. I hope you are well, that you're safe, and that we all enjoy happy holidays.